Thinking of jumping out of a plane? Don't do it until you've seen this. There's nothing like that feeling. The wind screaming past you, the ground a distant memory, pure adrenaline coursing through your veins. But before you take the ultimate leap of faith, you need to be prepared. We're about to go through the essential skydiving life hacks that'll ensure you're ready to face the sky and land safely back on solid ground. Trust me, this is knowledge that could save your life. First things first, we need to talk about what you're going to wear on your big day. Remember, you're facing extreme conditions up there. The air's thin, the wind's brutal, and the temperature plummets thousands of feet above the ground. We want layers, people. Something breathable against your skin to wick away sweat, followed by insulating layers to keep you warm at altitude. And top it off with a windproof, preferably waterproof outer layer. Footwear is crucial. No flip-flops or sandals allowed, alright? We need sturdy, closed-toe shoes that will stay on your feet even in freefall. Lace them up tight, double knot them, and tuck those laces in. You don't want anything flapping around up there. And for goodness sake, leave any loose jewelry behind. Comfort is key here. Pick clothes that you can move freely in, something you've worn before and know fits well. Remember, this isn't a fashion show, it's about survival, and that means being comfortable and prepared for anything. We're going to go through a pre-jump ritual that's as important as any survival technique I've ever taught. This is about making sure your gear is in tip-top shape because up there, your gear is your lifeline. First up, the parachute. Check every single strap, buckle, and connection point. Look for any signs of wear and tear fraying, loose stitching, anything that looks out of place. If you have even the slightest doubt, get a qualified instructor to give it the once-over. Next, the reserve parachute. This is your backup, your last line of defense if the main parachute decides to have a bad day. Treat it with the same respect you'd give a venomous snake. Careful inspection, no sudden movements. Now, onto the harness. Make sure it's adjusted correctly, snug but not too tight. You should be able to move freely, but it shouldn't be loose enough to slip off. Don't forget your altimeter and helmet. Finally, before you even think about getting on that plane, do a full gear check with your instructor. Remember, preparation prevents panic, and in skydiving, panic can be fatal. We've all been there, right? Standing at the edge of a precipice, the ground a dizzying drop below, your heart pounding like a drum in your chest. It's primal, this fear of heights. But we're not going to let it control us, are we? The key to conquering fear, whether you're facing a hungry predator or a 13,000-foot drop, is controlling your breath. Your breath is your anchor, your connection to the present moment. When you control your breath, you control your mind. So, here's a technique I use in high-pressure situations: box breathing. It's simple, it's effective, and it'll help you find your center even when the world feels like it's spinning. Ready? Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, counting to 4. Hold that breath for a count of 4. Now, slowly exhale through your mouth for another count of 4. Repeat this cycle 4 more times, focusing on the rhythm of your breath. You wouldn't run a marathon without stretching first, would you? Well, skydiving is no different. It's a physically demanding activity that requires flexibility, strength, and a body that's ready to move. We need to prepare our bodies for the forces they're about to encounter, and that means a proper warm-up. First, let's get those legs moving. Start with some basic leg swings, forward and backward, side to side. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings, your quads, your hip flexors. Next, let's loosen up the upper body. Arm circles, shoulder rolls, and some gentle back stretches will do the trick. Now for the core. A few planks, some gentle twists, and maybe a couple of crunches will do the trick. And finally, don't forget the neck. A few gentle neck rolls and stretches will help prevent any stiffness or discomfort from the wind whipping past your head during freefall. Choosing the right drop zone is like picking the right base camp before a climb. It can make or break your entire experience. First things first, safety is paramount. Look for a drop zone with a solid safety record. Check their website, read reviews, ask around. A good drop zone will be transparent about their safety procedures and will have experienced instructors who prioritize your well-being above all else. Next, consider the experience you're after. Some drop zones cater to adrenaline junkies, offering high-altitude jumps and advanced acrobatics. Others are more laid-back, focusing on scenic views and tandem jumps for first-timers. Figure out what kind of experience you're looking for, and choose a drop zone that aligns with your goals. Remember, this is your adventure, your leap of faith. Choose a drop zone that makes you feel confident, comfortable, and excited to take the plunge. We all know the importance of fueling our bodies right, especially before a challenging expedition. But when it comes to skydiving, what you eat can actually mean the difference between a smooth flight and a one-way ticket to Upchuck City. The last thing you want is to feel sluggish, bloated, or God forbid, nauseous when you're hurtling towards the earth at terminal velocity. So, what should you eat to ensure a comfortable and enjoyable jump? Let's break it down. Firstly, keep it light. Think of it this way. You're about to put your body through an extraordinary experience. Your digestive system will be working overtime, so the last thing you want to do is overload it. Stick to easily digestible foods that won't weigh you down. Complex carbohydrates are your best friend. Think oatmeal, whole grain toast, or a banana. These foods provide sustained energy release, ensuring you have a steady supply of fuel throughout the day without any dramatic spikes or crashes in blood sugar. Protein is essential for muscle function and repair. Include a moderate amount of protein in your pre-jump meals such as eggs, yogurt, or a handful of nuts. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water in the hours leading up to your jump. Avoid sugary drinks as they can actually dehydrate you further. Fear is a natural human instinct, a primal response to perceived danger. But fear, my friends, is also a liar. It magnifies risks, distorts reality, and can paralyze us into inaction. But we're not going to let fear control us, are we? We're going to face it head-on, acknowledge it, and then kick it to the curb. The key to overcoming fear is understanding its root. In the case of skydiving, fear often stems from a lack of control. We're used to having our feet firmly planted on the ground, dictating our every move. But up there, in the vast expanse of the sky, we're relinquishing that control, surrendering to the elements. One of the most effective ways to combat this fear is through visualization. Close your eyes and picture yourself at the drop zone. Feel the anticipation, the nervous excitement. See yourself going through the pre-jump checks, the camaraderie with your fellow jumpers. Visualize yourself standing at the open door of the plane, the wind whipping at your face, the ground a distant mosaic below. And then see yourself taking that leap of faith, feeling the rush of adrenaline as you plummet towards the earth. Believe in your ability to overcome this challenge. Alright, let's talk about body position in freefall. This is where the rubber meets the road, where you transition from passenger to skydiver. It's about understanding aerodynamics, using your body to maneuver, and feeling the true freedom of flight. Think of your body as a wingsuit, every limb playing a crucial role in maintaining stability and control. The key is to find the arch, a slightly concave body position that maximizes surface area and creates lift. Imagine yourself lying on your stomach, reaching your arms and legs out as if you're trying to touch the walls of a giant wind tunnel. Now maintain that position as you fall, keeping your chin slightly tucked, your core engaged, and your back slightly arched. Your arms and legs act as your control surfaces, allowing you to steer, adjust your altitude, and even perform basic maneuvers. Relax, but don't go limp. Remember, practice makes perfect. Your tandem instructor will guide you through the basics, but the more you understand about body position and control, the more enjoyable your freefall experience will be. We've all been there, right? First time doing anything, there's bound to be a few hiccups along the way. Skydiving is no different. But the good news is, most rookie mistakes are easily avoidable with a little foresight and preparation. One of the most common blunders is forgetting to breathe. It sounds silly, I know, but when you're up there, adrenaline pumping, senses overwhelmed, it's easy to forget the most basic of bodily functions. Remember, oxygen is your friend. Take deep, controlled breaths throughout the experience, especially during freefall. Another common error is looking down. It's natural to want to see how far you've fallen, but fixating on the ground can actually throw off your balance and disorient you. Instead, keep your eyes on the horizon, just like a pilot. This will help maintain your spatial awareness and prevent dizziness. Tensing up is another rookie no-no. Relax, loosen up, and trust your instructor. Congratulations, you've just stared fear in the face and lived to tell the tale. You've conquered the skies, felt the rush of freefall, and landed safely back on terra firma. But the adventure doesn't end there. Now it's time to soak it all in, learn from the experience, and start planning your next jump. First things first, rehydrate. Freefall is dehydrating, so replenish those fluids. Grab a bottle of water, maybe even an electrolyte drink, and give your body what it needs to recover. Next, take some time to reflect on what you've just accomplished. You've pushed your boundaries, faced your fears, and experienced something truly extraordinary. Let that sink in. Savor the feeling of accomplishment, the adrenaline still coursing through your veins. Talk to your instructor, ask questions, and get their insights on your jump. This feedback is invaluable for future jumps. So there you have it. The knowledge, the tips, and the mindset you need to not just survive your first jump, but to truly thrive in the sky. Remember, preparation breeds confidence, and confidence is what separates the dreamers from the doers. This is just the beginning. Your sky awaits. Get out there, challenge yourself, and embrace the freedom of flight. The world looks different from 13,000 feet. I promise you that. Like, subscribe, and get ready for your next jump.